Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to The Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. Here we are again. Yes, it's another new week, it's another new video, and yes, it's another brand new video. In this brand new video again, I'm going back onto Classic Laddie, I'm going back onto Islay. I've spent the last few videos tackling Classic Laddie distillery. I spent the last few days tidying up the whiskey stash, sorting out the whiskey shelves, the whiskey cabinets, and I came across a couple of dusty bottles of this tucked away in the back, and I was amazed when I checked back that I'd never ever reviewed this one, and I don't know why I've not reviewed it. I've got no clue why I've not reviewed it. So hopefully I'm going to rectify that today, folks, and share this one with you and give you my thoughts on it. Yes, they're just purely the Whiskey Friend thoughts. So without any further ado, let's get some of this in the glass. What a beautiful colour that is. Yes, it's a non-age statement, folks. It's the entry level from Classic Laddie. I'll come back to the entry level thing. I have a feeling on that. Let's get the coin covered up. Trusty Whiskey Friend coin on this one, folks. Yes, they're still available. If you want to pick up some coins, I'll pop some links into the description. Just before I dive into this review, guys, I'm going to bring back a bit of housekeeping. It's been a while. If you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much and welcome back. If you've so happened to pop in for the first time and whiskey's your thing, then you've landed on the right channel. You may want to hit that subscribe button, guys. It's just down below here. Yes, the big red thing. Don't forget to click the bell to be kept up to date whenever I'm putting out a new live stream or a new video. And that's pretty much it. Housekeeping taken care of. Let's dive into this whiskey. So yes, the reason why I'm looking into this whiskey at the minute is I've spent a wee bit of time on Classic Laddie lately, and I'm loving the fact that they're very, very transparent. The presentation is incredible at Classic Laddie. It's all natural colour, it's non-chill filtered, there's a lot of terroir going on. The barley is Scottish barley. So much good things going on. One of the big things that I noticed with this one when I checked this one out is the transparency at Classic Laddie. So if you actually go out and you purchase a bottle of this, I can't remember the last price that I paid for this because it's been a while. It's been a couple of years, I think, since I bought it. I've checked it recently today and I think it's around about £45 to £50. It's their entry level. It's coming in at a whopping 50% ABV. As I say, it's non-chill filtered and natural colour. All the good things that we expect. But the transparency, so if you pick up one of these bottles, just down the back here, there is on the back of the label, there's a little 5-digit code on here. So if you do venture onto the Classic Laddie website, you click on the icon for this bottle, it's going to ask you to type in that 5-digit code, and it's going to give you full transparency. So I just did this earlier with this one, guys, for the first time. I've done it for a wee while. I typed in my code was 21103, and it's brought me up the full transparency. What's involved in this one is there's 77 casks involved in the vatting of this bottle of Classic Laddie. Predominantly ex-bourbon, a little bit of sherry in there, a little bit of second fill Spanish sherry in there, sherry butts, and there's some French wine casks, and there's a little bit of Australian wine casks in there as well. So all the casks are there. See, there's 77 of them, 4 vintages, 3 barley types, and there's 11 cask types in there as well. Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to go into any detail on all those casks and vattings and all that stuff. If you pick up a bottle and you want to know what's in it, it's there, which is pretty cool, and big props to Classic Laddie for doing that. So let's dive into this one, guys. Let's get this in and let's get it nosed and get it tasted. So when I first poured it, it was very, very fruity up front. Lots of fruit, lots of lemon, citrus. Very floral, very fragrant. Lots of nice things going on. I thought it was going to be very, very super, super sweet. But as I got into it, and as it settled down in the glass, I gave it a couple of minutes in the glass. And what happens is the change was incredible. It started off very, very citrusy, very fruity. It's become very outdoorsy now. There's still a lovely fruity, floral, fragrant stuff there in the back, but it's not as jumped out as it was originally. The outdoorsies come through now. What I mean by outdoorsy, if you manage to live out in the countryside, or you go out for the day and you have a nice walk in the country, then you have that nice outdoor smell. Maybe not quite as, maybe if you've passed a farm, you get that little farmyard note going on. It's definitely a little bit of farmyard in here. It's when all the hay's been cut and it's all rolled and it's lying around in the fields, that nose is there. But it's very, very malty. This one's definitely malty, biscuity, breakfast cereal, that kind of maltiness. There's a little bit of maritime note going on, maybe some sea breeze. But in there as well, guys, there's a lovely, lovely vanilla, lovely toffee. And that nuttiness is definitely in there. Lemon's there, the lemon citrus, maybe a little bit of orange, and try to distinguish whether it's lemon. I'm pretty sure it's lemon, but it could be orangey. So I'm looking forward now to sending this one down the hatch, responsibly of course. So let's dive in and taste it. Cheers, folks. Okay, here's where the entry thing comes. I don't think this is an entry level whiskey. Yes, it's probably classed as entry level from Bruichladdich, but I think if I was to take this to a newbie, I think it would probably overpower them. I think it'd be too complex. I think there would be too much ABV. I think there would just be too much going on. Somebody who's kind of at that intermediate level stage, then yes, I think this would be the road to go down. Lovely mouthfeel on arrival, a little bit of dryness, a little bit of saltiness. It's creamy, it's thick, but as it goes into the development, it becomes so malty. I thought it was going to be much sweeter on the palate going through the nose. I thought, yeah, this is going to be really, really sweet. It's not sweet. There's vanilla there, and normally when you get vanilla you get sweetness, but this, it's not sweet vanilla, it's just vanilla. That cereal note has become, that biscuity note, that cereal note has become a little bit more kind of tarty. Mixed with the citrus, it's a little bit more lemon tart, a little bit jam tart, lemon tart, but it's not a jammy one, it's a lemon one. There's a little hint of red fruit in there maybe, so yeah, maybe there is a little bit of jam tart in there. A little bit of red apple, a little bit of black grape. So there's a little bit of red fruit in there as well, but it's predominantly vanillaed, toffeed, maybe border on a little bit of sticky honey. So let me just try a little bit of second sip and just confirm these things for you. Wow. That lovely nutty maltiness. I don't even know if that thing exists, but it's nutty, it's malty. This is so different to Bruichladdich. This is an unpeated Bruichladdich. Most of Bruichladdich is unpeated. Don't get me wrong, folks, I've spent a bit of time recently with Port Charlotte, which is their heavily peated, and then you've got the beast of Optimore. So yes, they kind of cover all the bases. Predominantly Bruichladdich is unpeated, which this one is, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's so different from the Port Charlottes. So yeah, so that mouth feels awesome, creamy, not buttery, it's creamy, it's thick, and it's not even oily. It's just a really, really nice mouthfeel. It's gone a little bit salty now, heading towards the finish. The saltiness is coming through. It's dry and a little bit salty and dry on arrival. Then the citrus comes through. The vanilla, the toffee, the honey, the stickiness, the jamminess, the jam tart comes through. Wow. And then heading to the finish, it's salty. That marine note definitely comes through. That kind of sea salt, the sea breezes there. But let's dive into the finish, guys, and we'll conclude on this one. So nice. Wow. So, who's had Bruichladdich? Who likes Bruichladdich? Who's a Bruichladdich fan? Who's lost a couple of these bottles of Classic Laddies back in the back of their cabinets. Have you gone off the Classic Laddie? Are you going down different routes? Dive into the comments, guys. Let us know what you think. Really, really interested. Love to engage in the conversation. Wow, that finish, it's medium, but there's so much going on. It's citrus is there. It's still very, very malty. It's malty right all the way through. It's got a real malty character. It's nutty. It's salty. Maybe even a little bit of salted peanut on the finish, and that little bit of vanilla and that little bit of toffee there. But no, that vanilla, as soon as you see vanilla, you're thinking sweetness. It's not a sweet vanilla. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. It's just that vanilla is there, but it's not super, super sweet. It's, I don't want to go down the word as earthy, but it's a kind of dry, and it's not as sweet. There's no kind of sweetness going on with this. I think it's a wee bit more dry and a wee bit more kind of earthy, a little bit more outdoory, farmyardy. Such a nice whiskey. Beautiful whiskey, quality whiskey. So I'm quite happy to score this one an 86 out of 100. Don't think it's quite entry level, don't think it's beginner whiskey, I think it's more intermediate whiskey. But yeah, 86 out of 100. That's where we are. That's Brew Laddie covered. Going to maybe go out and buy myself some Optimo so I can just feel the full spectrum of Brew Laddie. Fantastic distillery. Tip my hat to the distillery for the transparency, everything that's going on, all the terroir, all of that jazz. Love the stuff. The presentation's fantastic. The quality's fantastic. So big thanks to my Patreons. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. You help the channel so much. I'm Alan. I'm the Whiskey Friend. As always, don't forget to send great whiskey down the hatch. Responsibly, of course. And always remember, the pleasure is in the sharing. Cheers, folks.